Hello there, friends. Hope everybody's having an outstanding day today. I have a story to tell you guys, and let's see, the most appropriate way of naming this would be, let's see here, motorcycle parts shipping hell. How's that sound? Does that roll off the tongue? Motorcycle parts shipping hell. And the reason I'm doing this video is not to come across as bashing several companies that are going to be involved in here, because honestly that's not my style. I don't normally do that. It's one main company and then two shipping companies. But more, I want to tell this story because it will help you. And honestly, I want you to learn from my mistake and what I went through, because it was hell, just to get a couple motorcycle parts. About a month ago, I'd say, I was looking to purchase some parts for my, if you don't know this, I have two bikes. I have a 2021 Pan America, and then I have this, which is my Street Glide Special. Love both bikes. But one of the things with the Pan America that a lot of bikes like this don't have is they don't have a huge amount of aftermarket parts. The one thing I wanted was highway pegs for the Pan America, so when I'm cruising I can stretch out my feet a little bit, because it's kind of your upright position, so I wanted to kick out a little bit. And then I was on a forum, and one of these forums actually mentioned this one company, and this company is based out of India, right? So I looked at it, and some of the people that were saying, hey, it's pretty good for the price, and it's a good option. I actually like the look of them. Come to find out, they actually have a couple different items that I really liked. So I ended up picking up the highway pegs, which were $100, which actually isn't that expensive. And they had a little toe shifter, like an extender. It's like a 1-inch extender, and then a brake extender. So, like, you know, where it raises it up just a hair. So I bought all three parts. And remember this number, that came to a total of $150. Didn't think much about it. I'm like, okay, let me order this. And then I came down to processing the whole entire thing, right? So as I processed it, they gave me two options for shipping. Now, going into this, I know that you're going to pay more international shipping. Normally, I'd say probably 90% of the items I buy with the United States. Well, so once I got to the shipping, they said, okay, you have two options for shipping. Option one is this company called Aramex, which is a company, I guess, based in India, or it's based international. It's an international shipping company, which in turn ships to UPS, right? And then the other one was called National Post, and National Post ships to the United States Postal Service. And there was a difference of $20. So the first one, the Aramex, was $65 shipping. And again, I knew that I might pay a little bit more if I wanted it sooner, and I'm impatient as a person. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and order it. So a little foreshadowing here. Worst mistake I ever did was doing that. It was a Thursday night. I remember this specifically because I was heading to a hog meeting in my local chapter, my local HT chapter. And it was about 20 minutes before I got there, and I got a phone call. It was my wife. And they're like, hey, UPS is here. And I said, okay, cool. Does my package come in? And they're saying, yeah, I'm looking right at it, but he won't release it to me. And I'm like, what do you mean he won't release it to you? And he's like, because we owe $229. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, the hell, I'm not paying $229. I've already paid for everything. I paid for $150 for the product, and then I paid $65 for the shipping. I tell my wife, I'm like, I'll deal with this when I get home. I said, just tell the UPS driver to go on his merry way, and they'll try to redeliver it tomorrow. I get home from the hog meeting, first thing I do is I call UPS, right? And I'm gonna get off on a tangent here. They need to fix these call centers, these automated call centers. I don't know about you guys, but it drives me freaking crazy. So like when you call into UPS, it's not just them. You get that voice prompt, right? How can we help you? Or are they gonna say, give me a brief description of what type of help you need? And so you say it. I'm like, I need to talk to someone about a bill. Oh, you want billing? No, I don't want a friggin' bill. I just need to talk to someone about being overcharged. And then they start going to all these different things. They're like, we need to go on the website, you need to do this, and this is the automated chick talking to me. You know, she's like Siri's sister. And I'm like, so here's what I need from you. I need to speak to somebody with a pulse. I literally said this. I'm like, I need a human. I need someone that speaks my language. I need a person on the other end. I'm sorry, could you be more specific? Your estimated wait time is 94 minutes. If you'd like to you know, leave your phone number, we'll call you back. They finally call me back. I explained the whole situation to them, what was going on. I'm like, I don't know why, I've already paid for this. Why am I getting charged? There's no reason. I paid for shipping. They're like, I don't know why that's the case. Let me send you to technical support. So I get on, and sure enough, I'm waiting. And then they got that damn UPS elevator music shit. You know what I'm talking about? That crap music that you hear. Sounds like it was composed by some like 5-year-old kid that's hopped up on Fruity Pebbles or something. But I had to listen to that shit because they didn't have that other feature that UPS customer service have, which is the feature where they'll call you back. They didn't have that at tech support. Good news is I only had to wait probably about a half hour for this one. So you need to talk to UPS International. I said, okay, don't transfer me, give me the number. And they're like, okay, they're open 24 hours a day, no problem. So again, I've already invested probably about 2 hours of my time now on Thursday night after the meeting dealing with this, still have zero solution. And then I get this person on the phone, I explain everything, the whole entire system. I said, okay, I talked to UPS customer service, they transferred to technical support transferred me to you, or had me call you because they have no freaking clue what's going on. After all that, they said, well, unfortunately, we can't really help you. You have to deal with the company that sent you this. So this goes into my company. So the company that I dealt with is named ADEA. And I'm not going to bash them too much, okay? So they're actually tried to be as helpful as they can. I can't call them because at this time it's like, you know, probably 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning their time. So I'm having to send emails. So I'm sending this long diatribe of a freaking email. They did respond and they said, we have nothing to do with shipping. You need to contact the shipper. And I'm like, no, UPS told me to contact you, and now you're telling me to contact UPS? Come Friday, I started all over again. I called UPS International. I just tried again to see if I can get a different answer. What you're doing is you're getting charged custom taxes on that product. And I'm like, custom taxes? I said, the item's 150 bucks. Why would I be paying customs? And I explained to them, I said, I've ordered tons of stuff, not tons, but a lot of stuff from overseas, and I've never had this issue. So I'm getting off with this dude, and I'm going online. I'm Googling like customs, because I don't know this shit. So I'm like looking up stuff, and all I get is a bunch of PDFs on what you pay for customs. So I started looking up this stuff, and then they're like, okay, you pay custom taxes based on the percentages of metals and all these. So they listed everything that's taxable. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell this is made out of. It's made out of freaking metal. It's a highway pick, for God's sakes. Call back UPS International, again, the shit music for 5 minutes. And this time I had to wait like an hour. So by the time they call, this is like 7 p.m. We don't handle any of the custom taxes. You have to talk to the customs department at UPS. Let me talk to customs. And of course, this is at probably 8 o'clock now. And well, they're like, well, we're sorry, but they're closed. They're Monday through Friday. They close at 7 p.m. And I'm like, you gotta be effing kidding me. I'm like, mother effer. I was pissed. I'm like, so now I gotta wait till Monday. So I went back and typed up my whole email and sent all this stuff to ADEA. And I'll give them credit, they were very nice. But now at the bottom of their original email, and this is my mistake, they said, well, in our defense, we did put a little blurb about that this price of $150 plus $65 does not include shipping, or does not include customs taxes. And I looked it up, and sure enough as hell, it sure did. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And I'm like, okay, so maybe put a disclaimer. And I was like sending this to, so we're emailing back and forth. I'm like, send a disclaimer and say, if you choose this type of shipping, you might have run into this. So they have a blanket statement, because I've never dealt with this, so I had no idea you were going to get custom taxes. So finally, come Monday. So Monday, I did the whole entire thing. I had the direct number to customs. And they opened up at, I think, 9 o'clock. I was calling them that morning. And this is from work. This best lady of all time with UPS International, or excuse me, UPS Customs, was outstanding. She helped me through everything, and I told her the whole story, and she just laughed. And I said, this is not the time to laugh. But she calmed me down. She's like, I'll tell you in a second why. She's like, here's what you did wrong. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? I said, I've never heard of this. And she's like, yeah, it does happen. But here's when it happened. So remember back at the beginning of the video, I said that I had 2 options. I had Aramex, which was UPS International, or National Post, which is United States Postal Service, right? She said anytime you order like Aramex or the expedited shipping, what they do is they send it to Aramex, which in turn brings it over to America, and then they charge an extra fee to have it expedited. That's your custom taxes. She says it's based off $200, and that is cost of goods and freight. So if you're thinking the cost of goods was $150 and the shipping was $65, so it ended up being like $215, right? With everything. And she told me, well, here's what you're going to pay for. It's $33, and that's because you did the expedited shipping. And I'm like, why wasn't that disclaimed anywhere? And she's like, well, here's a little tidbit of information for you. Whenever you order things from overseas, and she's like, so like you go to Amazon and you order all this stuff, all those prices are baked in. All those prices are already the shipping, the price of the item, that's already part when they're coming from overseas. If you ever order anything that's UPS International, they don't bake it in. The only place that does that is like the FedExes or United States Postal Service. So, and I'm like, I would have liked to known this like freaking a month ago before I had to deal with all this crap. But I ended up having to pay $33 more for that customs tax because it wasn't baked in. And if I would have known this, the reason it was $229, I didn't even explain this, is because what UPS does is they give a range. They don't know what the exact shipping cost is going to be because the item gets to your house before they can calculate how much the true amount is. If I ended up paying that, I would have gotten a refund, but I didn't know any of this. So she said it's $33. So you could pay the driver or you could pay me over the phone. I'm like, I'm paying you over the phone. I said, this is my fault. I didn't know this, so I'm not going to send it back over 33 freaking bucks. So I ended up paying almost $65 for shipping, plus another $33 for the customs tax. All that for a $100 highway peg, a little toe shifter, and a brake extender. Was it worth it? No. Did I learn from it? Did I gain experience from it? Absolutely I did. Learned from my mistake. All right, guys, hopefully the story was helpful. And I get out there, ride. For the love of God, do not ever listen to UPS elevator music. It's the worst ever. Be well, and I'll talk to you guys soon.